Hi, my name is Rebecca, and in today's lesson, we're going to be reviewing some very common prepositions at, on, and in. And specifically, we'll be talking about how to use these prepositions with the very commonly used verb, which is arrive. Okay, so let's go to the board and I'll explain how you can use these. Okay, so when you talk about where you arrive, you could be talking about when you arrive somewhere or where you arrive. So let's start with the first one. So when you're describing when you or someone else arrives, you could say, I'm arriving at 5 o'clock. All right? So at is used with the most specific period of time, a specific hour or minute, at 5, at 6:30, at noon, at midnight, okay? Then, if you were referring to a day, it gets a little bit wider. So we're talking about one day, such as Monday, or we're talking about one date, such as January 25th, all right? So with that, we would say on. So on Monday, on Wednesday, on September 15th, and so on, okay? I'm arriving at 5 o'clock on Monday, January 25th, all right? In this case, you saw that I used both of the prepositions, right? Let's move on. If you are referring only to the month or the year or the season for some reason, then we go to the widest option that we have, and that's with the preposition in, all right? So at is very specific for a particular time. On covers one day or one date, and in covers a month or a year or a season. For example, they arrived in July, or she's arriving in 2012, or we're arriving in the summer. Okay? So that's how you can use at, on, and in to describe when you're going to arrive. But usually we don't only say when we're going to arrive, we also mention where we're going to arrive. So the same prepositions come in, all right, at and in this case. And there is a difference. So let's look at what it is. So when we're talking about where you arrive, we use the preposition at when we're referring to a specific place. So just like with time, we used at for a specific time. With place, we use at for a specific place, such as at Heathrow Airport, right? The specific airport. Or a hotel at the Sheraton, all right? Now, whether you give the actual name of the airport or you give the actual name of the hotel, doesn't matter. Even if you said, I'm arriving at the airport, okay? You don't give the name of the airport, that's okay. You still have to say at the airport or at the hotel, okay? Or at the office, for example, because it's a specific place. Then, if you're going to talk about the city or the country, you need to use a different preposition. This time, you have to use the preposition in. So, you would say something like, I'm arriving at Heathrow Airport in London at 5 o'clock. All right? So now you've got where and when in one sentence, which is actually how it is in real life, right? So at for the specific place, like airport or hotel, in for the city, in London, in Paris, in Toronto, and in also for the name of your country or the country you're going to. So I'm arriving in Russia, I'm arriving in Canada, I'm arriving in India, etc. Okay? So that's these are the basic rules, okay, for prepositions that we use most commonly with this verb, arrive. Now, I've written a little bit more up here to show you that there are a few exceptions. Of course, English loves to have exceptions, and this is no exception. So, when we say, he arrived yesterday, now you see that I have used no preposition, okay? they arrived last year. Or they're going to arrive next week. They are going to arrive tomorrow. With all of these expressions, we don't need to use any preposition at all, okay? And similarly, we have one very special place called home. And when we use the word home, we don't need to use any preposition. So we just say, he arrived home safe and sound at 5 o'clock, let's say, okay? He arrived home. We don't have to say he arrived to home. We don't have to say he arrived at home. Nothing. We just say he arrived home, or I'm arriving home at this time, okay? So that's pretty much the overview that you need to be able to use this verb correctly. Let's try out a few examples and see how you do, okay? I arrived blank the Hilton, blank New York, blank 7 o'clock. So what could you say? I arrived, what would you say here? At the Hilton, in New York, at 7 o'clock. Now you see, I said at the Hilton and I said at 7 o'clock. That's okay. You can use the same preposition twice or sometimes more than that, and it's fine. You just have to use the correct preposition according to the rules, right? Doesn't matter how often it appears in a sentence. Let's try another example. They arrived blank Chicago, blank the winter. Okay? So they arrived. Now Chicago is a city. So we would say they arrived in Chicago in the winter. Okay? You see that in both cases we used in, but that's fine because I have to use in before a city and I have to use in terms of time before a season. So that's fine. You don't have to worry that you used the same preposition more than once. Last one, she arrived blank JFK Airport blank Monday. What do we do there? Okay, so JFK Airport is a specific place. So we say she arrived at JFK Airport and one day, so on Monday. Okay, I hope that this overview of these prepositions, which are used so commonly, has helped you to be able to describe when you're going to arrive or to describe when someone else is going to arrive, which we need to do quite often in our personal life and professional lives as well. Okay? If you'd like to do a quiz on this subject, please go to our website, www.ingvid.com. There you'll find a quiz on this and also more than 300 videos on all other aspects of English. All right? Thanks very much. Bye for now and good luck with your English.